Hello, Capricorn. Welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a general reading, so everything may not resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, check out my wife's channel, Val53 Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Ooh, hopefully not. Hopefully not bad. We'll see if that energy comes back around. We'll see. Okay, so that is still there, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so what you're showing me is you've got a lot on your plate, a lot to take care of, a lot to be responsible for. I kind of feel like so much to take care of and be responsible as well as consider and kind of contemplate. You're not too sure exactly what direction you want to take things, so much so that it's almost kind of like pushed you backwards a little bit in a sense, to really kind of assess this a little bit more. Ooh, how does that make sense? I'm going to push this a little bit. Wow. Okay. That's how that makes sense. Show up tomorrow, we'll talk about who you're dealing with. Yeah, and there they are again. Show up tomorrow, we'll talk about who you're dealing with. It's whatever at this point. It's almost kind of funny. You're showing me this energy of, it feels like you're at a little bit of a, how do I say this? A pivotal point. You are where you are. You're not too sure exactly where else you want to go, what else you want to do, but all you know is that whatever you've gotten to currently, you don't want anything to be ruined. You don't want anything to be... It's interesting because you are in the process of making some sort of changes, but you are definitely not happy about that. I kind of feel like this is an overall energy of a little bit of a fixed mindset or fixed perspective. It's like, no, I like things how I like things. I like things to be a certain specific way. Because whatever this is, you're having like a very difficult kind of emotional backlash to whatever these changes are, or whatever these changes are causing or creating for you. But what's interesting is you're kind of like saying, you're kind of like resisting it and fighting it a little bit. It's almost like you're having to pull yourself out of that mood, literally out of that mood. Don't know what that's about, but you do. But what's interesting about this is it's almost kind of like you have, how do I say this? You have some sort of like Hail Mary move. I feel like for you, it's an energy of you're not happy with it, even though you know you have to move forward and do it. You're not happy with it until it's kind of like, I feel like you convince yourself that you are, only because you have, like, let's just say some sort of card, if you will, in your back pocket. You're showing me that whatever this is, it's like that you are able to kind of fixate on or figure out or maybe even possibly study. That's where you kind of get your answers. It's almost like tarot in a sense. Like, I don't know what's going on. Let me kind of just run over to tarot and check it out and see what people got to say. Okay, I got a little bit more information. Now let me kind of compare that or cross-reference that with what I'm doing and figure out what I kind of do, if you're following. Kind of like using interesting. Kind of like using tarot as a cheat sheet. And there it is. You're kind of like saying, yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. That's what you were looking for. Yeah, it's almost like you're studying others. You're studying others for odd little benefits and odd little financial increases. Okay. Well, there's that energy. Now, if I see the other one that I was kind of a little bit worried about, that might be a different story, but yeah, very, very quick, Capricorn. Very, very quick. And that fixed mindset and perspective that I'm talking about that you initially showed me at the start of this. You're like, okay, something sort of kind of worked. And you're kind of like, well, I kind of find out, but I wasn't too surprised or shocked. Shocker. But now you're deciding, like, is this truly my path? I'm like, okay. And there it is. And there's that. And there's that to go along with it. Yeah. Fixed. Kind of like a pit bull lock. The mind likes to focus on something and latch onto it. Like trying to pry the mouth open or the jaw open. It's like, good luck. You stick your finger further down its throat and get the gag, and all of a sudden it lets go. But after, it might puke. Because it's like, well, extreme measures sometimes. I feel like what you're doing is you're choosing to take with you what is most important, what is most valuable, but at the same time, even you're kind of showing me like, it's not really amounting literally to anything. And this is once again something that you are actually saying, there's been so much change and loss and difficulty along the way that even that is something that you aren't truly 100% accepting or allowing to kind of just be. So not only is there resistance to the making changes, there's also resistance to what is, in a sense. It's kind of like, okay, a little bit of difficulty and flexibility here, but I kind of feel like you are trying to internally work with that as well. Okay, so this might be why. We'll see. This might be why. Yeah, I feel like that's why. I will have to say that this definitely has an overall energy of your contract or your agreements. You're saying so much has changed and shifted with everything and everyone that you don't, like, goodness, you're just looking for an answer. You're just looking for a solution. And that's what's fascinating is I feel like when you get to that point of, like I said, extreme measures, Capricorn, when you yourself get to that boiling point, whether it's of resistance, whether it's of something's got to change, it's that boiling point. That's when you have your breakthrough. And I feel like that's what it's all about. It's kind of like saying you can kind of do this, you can kind of do that, you can be indifferent, you can be not affected by this, you can be like, yeah, whatever, you can kind of be lazy about it. But it's almost like, for how long? For how long until that same mindset, that fixed mindset perspective locks onto something else and it's like, this has got to change. Of course, and then there's the no resistance to that change and accepting what is and what will follow. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with an air sign, a fire sign, an earth sign, or water. They're all here.